Took a minute for the disc to spin up before, so we'll see. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Nice. Wait, what happened? Oh, there it goes. It's back. Hold on, it's coming. Trust in the system. There it is. Sweet. Here it comes. Oh, IDOS. Crystal Dynamics. Wow. Like, okay, so Legacy of Kain as a series has its, like, developmental quirks for sure. And it's one of the big reasons we haven't seen an entry after Defiance. Now, I want to say we're looking a little bright here. Thanks for the fart, Andre. I trust that's coming through loud and clear. There we go. Hold on, we'll see if OBS loses its customary 440 to 450 frames. In the meanwhile, I'm going to... There we go. Wow, that's pretty dark though. Let's see. Maybe there's a happy middle. That's pretty good. I like that. For real? Epaitos? Well, here's the demo. I was kind of hoping for the music to keep playing, but that's fine. Coffee poured. More importantly, coffee getting stirred. Alright, real quick, let's look at the bonus materials. Let's see, there's a making of, there's a Blood Omen 2 preview, and preview for other IDOS stuff. Yeah, I gathered. I guess I got it. Even the pronunciation and all. Okay, alright. Let's see what other IDOS previews there are. Thunderstrike, Project Eden, and Wave Rally. I don't remember Thunderstrike. What was that? Let's see. This game came out in 2001. Wowie. Jesus, Thunderstrike. You're loud. Oh, it's one of these ones. Oh no, I'm gonna get DMCA'd over this. Oh man, 2001 was such a vibe. Oh, it's super generic, Andre. Super generic. But like at the time, I bet you it looked fucking badass. I mean, if you're into this sort of thing. I'm totally gonna get DMCA'd though. Don't want to get DMCA'd. That number said 69 in that corner there. Boy, I wonder if the other games are gonna have licensed music over them. Fun, fast, and furious. Wow. Need to Feel by Soil. Well, thanks for ruining my channel. Soil, you soiled it. Okay, well, Project Eden, here we go. That one was so loud. I wonder if they're all going to be so loud. It's pretty loud. Oh no! What is this? Oh shit. There's good faces all over this. Watch this be like a hidden gem. Oh no, it's squirting green stuff from its butt sack. What is this? Project Eden. Interactive games with character. IDOS. Okay. Wave Rally. I think this one's just like a boat racing game, isn't it? I'm gonna get a clip of Jerma real quick for you to get some stuff about avoiding getting DMC 8.0. Well, normally I'm not playing random shit, and I know if I'm gonna have music. I'm not legit gonna get DMC 8 for demo stuff anyway. I might get muted for it, but the following footage shows Whip. Yeah, oh, it's a jet ski game. This is like the spiritual successor to Wave Race 64. Did anybody play that? Wow. Okay, so it's like a stunts thing too. They kind of wanted you to do stunts in Wave Race, but not really. Look, there's some stock footage of a guy really enjoying himself on a jet ski. Whoa, do a barrel roll. Wave Rally did it first, or whatever this is called. I love the heavily compressed footage, by the way. Are those like real tricks you could do with a jet ski? Like dunk it in the water and have it pop back out? Christmas 2001. Where were you? Oh my god. Coming Christmas 2001. That means this was released before 9/11. Pre 9/11 games. The PS2 era was split asunder by geopolitical events beyond our reckoning. Okay, well, I mean, after 9/11 for Christmas. Alright, there was a thing being whispered there by a voice. And there's a kitty meowing away here. Let's see if we can hear it. Cain refused the sacrifice. Remember that phrase. Well, anyway, here we are, Soul Reaver 2. The year is 2001. We played through Soul Reaver on stream last year. It was in the run-up to the charity event in October, because for a stream or two of it, I had the like progress bar and stuff like that visible. And yeah, I was like, oh, and after I finished that, I'm like, cool, I'll let's say all you need is, oh, he got the beat. He got me beatboxing. I don't normally do that. How you doing, Levid? Oh man, if you had walked in just a moment or two earlier, Levid, you would have heard Soil getting my VOD muted. No. Anyway, I played Soul Reaver 1, which is the second game in the Legacy of Kain series. Excuse me. About, like, I don't know, like a little less than a year ago maybe, but just about, right? And discovered after that my PS2 didn't work. fixed my PS2 recently, and we enjoyed Onimusha going through it, and I decided, well, you know what, let's get back to the Legacy of Kain series. It's one of my favorite series that I don't like the first game of. Or Blood Omen, which is called Legacy of Kain Blood Omen. I don't like Blood Omen 2 either, but I suppose one day we may explore those titles if I can fix this thing yet a little bit further and make it read my PS1 discs again. Apparently I only partially fixed it, but here we go. The intro cutscene is the ending sequence of the previous game.
I must say I'm disappointed in your progress. I imagined you'd be here soon.
The voice acting is superb.
Did it trouble you to murder your brothers?
Did it trouble you when you ordered me into the abyss?
Eternity is relentless.
Turn him up a little.
When I first stole into this chamber centuries ago, I did not fathom the true power of knowledge. To know the future, Raziel. To see its paths and
The raid
streams
redeemed.
tracing out into the infinite.
Alright, you
As a
DM
man,
me
I
that
could never
priority
contain
list.
such
That way
forbidden
I
truths.
can reference it
But
when the
each of
time
us is
comes.
so much more than we once were. Do you not feel with all your soul how we have become like gods?
Oh man.
And as such, are we not indivisible?
With
As
liberty
long as a
and
single
justice
one
for
of
all.
us stands, we are legion. Our futures are predestined. Mobius foretold mine eons ago. We each play out the parts fate has written for us. Free will is an illusion.
He's got a point.
I found the tomb of Sarafan, Kain. How could you profane a priest by turning him into a vampire?
Whoa.
How could I not? One must keep his friends close, Raziel, and his enemies even closer.
Sound advice.
Who better to serve me than those whose
Thanks,
passion
Levin.
transcends all notions of good and evil?
The Sarafan were saviors, defending Nazgul from the corruption that we represent. My eyes are opened, Kain. I find no nobility in the unlife you rudely forced on my unwilling corpse.
Oh.
You may have uncovered your past, but you know nothing of it. You think the Sarafan were noble, altruistic? Oh, don't be silly. Their agenda was the same as ours.
Sounded like a stream notification. It's a good one. So many ideas, so little time, you know.
You nearly had me, Raziel.
I love that line and how he delivers it. After he gets the gate open, he's like,
But this is not
"You nearly had me."
how it ends. Fate promises more twists before this drama unfolds. Completely.
Anyway, bye. And that line will have more significance the more you come to understand the plot of the series. At this point, Raziel is driven by simple revenge. And deluded by a misinterpretation of Nosgoth's history, right? He cited the Sarafan there, and Kain was like, "Oh, the Sarafan? Pfft, you're a dumb dude. No, they're assholes. They're no better than we were."
Raziel, Redeemer and Destroyer, Pawn and Messiah. Welcome, time-span soul. Welcome to your destiny.
Fucking Mobius. A character introduced in Blood Omen, who we know to be an asshole. Raziel never met him, though. This will be his first time meeting Mobius. Forgive me if I'm fiddling with the sound levels. Check out this loading screen, by the way. It's awesome.
Where am I? Is the usual question. In your case, when might be more apt.
Wow, I have to have this turned
Very
up quite a
well,
bit.
Snake. If you
No,
prefer,
it's
I
not
use
Morbin
my
time,
bare
it's
hands.
Mobing time. Mobius.
This is
like
completely
like
unexpected.
the infinity
This
symbol, the
orb
so-called Mobius
disables
strip.
our vampire enemies, leaving them helpless and incapacitated. Strangely, it seems to have the same effect on that peculiar weapon of yours. But you must believe me. I mean you no harm.
You can drop the benevolent facade, Mobius. I know who and what you are. I should kill you where you stand.
Perhaps you should, my boy. But you don't.
Are you so certain of that, Mobius?
I wonder if there's subtitles and I didn't turn them
A
on.
certain level of omniscience, Raziel. No, you don't kill me. That honor belongs to your maker, Cain. Some 30 years from now.
You two are a pair. You're just as fatalistic as he is.
Death comes for us all, Raziel. It's just a matter of time.
So this represented a
How is it that you
significant
know my name?
upgrade in appearance
never
between the
met.
PS1 Soul Reaver and
Raziel.
this game on
I know
PS2.
you very well, and it grieves me to see how cruelly Cain has used you. I knew you when you were one of the Sarafan Brotherhood, Raziel. We were even close.
Oh, please.
Fortunately, you need not love me now to be my
The
ally.
dialogue's so good, though.
Are we within the stronghold of the Sarafan priesthood?
Yes, but the glorious
This
days
room
of
is featured in
Sarafan
the
have
opening
long
cutscene
since
of
passed,
Legacy of Kain Blood Omen.
I'm afraid. This is a more cynical and indecorous age. My mercenary army now inhabits this stronghold. We strive to honor the memory of the Sarafan with our own humble crusade.
Is this the vampire Vorador?
Yes, the scourge of the Circle, the most depraved and decadent example of his whole degenerate
He's got a
race.
really cool character design, though.
Slaughtered 6 of my fellow guardians as they cowered defenseless in this room.
And you somehow survived this massacre?
I and 2 others. The Circle was devastated. Only we 3 were spared.
How convenient. You'll forgive me if I don't naively devour every scrap of information you toss.
Also, are you the time guy? Shouldn't you have seen it coming?
And who has slandered me so? Your malefactor, Cain? The one who betrayed and destroyed you? Our common enemy? Consider the source before you judge me too harshly. We'll forget about rekindling our own friendship.
I mean, it's a good lip sync,
But
too.
consider an alliance based on our common ground. We both want Cain dead. I can help you do it.
You don't want to meddle in this, old man. I know all about your
Go to
sordid
bed,
little
old man.
schemes, but you're simply out of your depth on this one.
You underestimate me, Raziel. Let me show you.
Let me entertain you.
Even now, Cain is lying in wait for you, unaware that I've snatched you out of the
And if
time
there was ever a
stream
group of
and
games
brought
that
you
deserved
here
a
to me.
re-release,
See how he
or a
lingers at the very
remaster,
pillars
or a
he is destined
remake,
to destroy,
it's the Legacy of Kain
foolishly
series.
confident that he has eluded your grasp.
The pillars are still standing in this time.
The Pillars
Yes,
of
Raziel.
Nosgoth,
The embodiment
referenced
of
in the
divine
previous
force
game
which
only briefly,
preserves
but
life in our world.
featured prominently as
We who
Cain's
serve the
throne room.
pillars maintain
His
their
throne
delicate
built
balance,
into
and
the
Cain is
Pillar of
destined
Balance,
to be the fulcrum upon which that balance turns.
or the
I believe
ruined
you have
Pillar of
already
Balance.
endured the wasteland wrought by his terrible, selfish decision. Cain's very existence is a cancer upon
And
this
the
world.
pillars are like some
As long as he lives,
preternatural
all of
edifice
Nosgoth
that
is
is like
intact.
linked with
You
the
may never again
creation of
be
this
human,
world of
Raziel.
Nosgoth. You know, it's a fantasy setting.
But you can re-embrace the essence of your humanity and the nobility of your Sarafan heritage. Go to him, Raziel.
Be with him,
and end
love him,
this. But first,
caress.
you will need to find your way out of the stronghold, and in this, I'm
But
afraid I
first, there's
cannot
going to be a
help.
little bit of gameplay,
My
Raziel,
soldiers
and
will
you're
not
going to have to
understand
just
your
do it. I'm
appearance
sorry.
here. They will try to kill you. You needn't fear them, of course. They're no match for you. Try to keep the casualties to a minimum.
I mean, you can't just order people to stand down, don't attack the blue guy.
Do what you have to do. All great movements require a few martyrs.
He was kind of, you know, saying, if you gotta eat a few guys on the way out of here, don't worry about it.
Now, I surveyed my surroundings and noticed a second time-streaming chamber. Its entrance identical to the first, but with one distinction. That crystal was significant, but how? I had not yet discovered.
It's probably a thing we'll unlock later. Alright, let's see how loud the game is. Okay, I think we can deal with that. Alright, so we got gameplay now. The spiral thing on the lower right is our health. We can jump. We can swipe claws. I don't know if I didn't really point it out, but Mobius there, his hands, he had a whole 5-digit hand. Now, it's proportionally very large and cartoonish, right? Because in order to make an articulated hand in the PS2 era, it needed to be a certain size. Raziel's hands were designed in the time of the PS1. And so he's just got big, you know, Ninja Turtle hands. But even worse, they're just kind of like claws. But they're also flexible. It's weird. I don't know. Look at him, scratching his head and stuff. I accept it, though. We can also grab our wings and glide and stuff like that. We have some camera control. It's not a hell of a lot. But we can also, let's see, it looks like we can block. That might be important. R2 is a look mode. These portraits are amazing, by the way. Did you want to say, wait, did you say he once had 5-finger hand? Well, Raziel did when he was a human, right? This is in game lore, because this is where game lore and the constraints of game design collide, right? Human Raziel, of course, had human hands, right? And then human Raziel became vampire Raziel, and vampires still have human hands for a little while, but it's established that over time vampires evolve in this canon, and one of their evolutions is to grow big chunky talons, right? Ninja Turtle style. And this was a consequence of the PS1 having polygon limitations, you know, far beneath what the PS2 is able to do. And so now instead of just like giving, you know, the solution to 5-finger hands in the PS1 era was just to draw a mitt and paint fingers on the mitt, right? And have people do hand stuff with it. Maybe a thumb would be loose. But yeah. And so we're seeing PS1 design constraints being carried over to the PS2 because now you know, it has a story reason. And in this game we start seeing fully articulated 5-finger hands. Right, yeah, well actually when you see the opening cutscene at the beginning of Soul Reaver, I guess I'll keep looking at these portraits. This is awesome. That one's cool. You see Raziel already has the big claws, right? And so does Cain, and so does the rest of everybody else. And it's implied that by that point they had already been, it's not implied, it's explicitly said that they've been doing the vampire kingdom ruling over the world thing for 1,000 years, and that they probably have entered a state of metamorphosis more than one time up until that point. And then we see Raziel wander in with the wings before Cain had the wings, because it's like everybody has the same evolutionary status except Cain. He looks a little bit further advanced, like his skin looks hardened and crazy, right? But then Raziel comes in with wings one day, and you know, the whole rest of that intro cutscene takes place. But anyway, let's play some video game now that we're done catching up a little bit. Oh, and I got a message on my phone. Oh. But yeah, here comes gameplay. Let's see. We should be able to. Can we summon? I don't know if we can or not. Well, anyway, Just like in Soul Reaver, you can pick up weapons off of walls and stuff and use them. Hello, guy. Alright, hold R1 to auto-target. Then you can move around, right? You can press X to quick dodge. And, you know, mash square to win. And then... oh. Well, since it's a human, I didn't have to impale it. Or impale them. And then you eat their soul. Humans stay dead, right? Other types of... in Soul Reaver 1, you had to deal with vampires almost exclusively. And so you had to, like, impale them all the time and stuff like that. How do we throw? Ah, I see. I did that with the square button, not triangle, so I guess either way will work. Anyway, we got a sword now. Different move sets for different weapons. I get some alcohol from my thumbsticks. They feel a little sticky. Oh. Ow. Alright, so square attacks. Ooh, and triangle's a different attack. Oh, that's right. You could juggle these fiends. Ooh, and with the decapitation, I guess. Now, the biggest complaint about Soul Reaver 2 is actually the combat. That it's not very engaging, it's pretty repetitive, and which kind of sucks because the combat in Soul Reaver 1 was very engaging and rewarded a little bit of ingenuity and stuff like this, but you know, it's not very well polished in this one. A competitor Devil May Cry 3. Let's see. Can we not go in here? Is it X? Is it triangle? Do we have to drop the sword? Weird. Oh, that's right, the block button. Forget. Let's see. Maybe I do have to drop it. Let's see. Crouch with the L2 and then square to drop it. Maybe? But now I'm thinking I just wasn't pressing X in the proper place. Finish her. Take her axe, I guess. Wait, where'd it go? There it is. It just kind of clipped through the floor, I guess. Anyway, let's try to go through... Alright, you can't open... I thought you could open doors with weapons. I just wasn't hitting it in the right place. Dollar store Dreamcast swirl. Hey, I like the health meter, Levin.
Evidence of my former nobility.
Dialogue.
My life as a Sarafan priest. This was the heritage so foully stolen from me when Cain raided my sacred crypt and defiled me.
Ew. Remember when Cain defiled me? Anyway, so yeah, Raziel is currently all caught up with the idea that he used to be a noble Sarafan human who was noble. And Cain's a big bad guy for ruining that. Or not even ruining it, really. He had already been long dead, I think, by the time Cain come around. Whoa. Alright, I get some distance before... Oh, wow, they came right at me. Alright, I don't even need the health. And the enemies definitely don't wait their turn to attack, right? Like... if there's more than one enemy on the screen, they just keep coming. No bones. Ow. There we go. Oh yeah, I guess so, huh? I just want to eat this guy's soul just because he was a jerk. Alright, what opened. Was it this? Or was this the direction I came from? Sometimes it's hard to tell with these courtyards. I mean, they give you a compass. But, I mean... Oh, see, I did get turned around. Alright. Wow. I think this is the way to go. Must be in spectral. Oh, that's right. I could totally do that. Press select. Go ghost mode. Whoosh. Now we're in ghost mode. Ghost mode is cool. We are now incorporeal and time has effectively ceased to move. The environment takes on changes. See how this column is all bent and weird? It's not always aesthetic. But also now that we're incorporeal, we can do things neat like pass through bars and gates and things. Yep, I totally can. That's what I'm doing. It's what I'm gonna do. These are conduits back to the real world. You can't just go physical anywhere. You gotta have a conduit. Why? Well, because the Elder God says so.
Away from the influence of Mobius's cursed staff, I could feel the strength of
That's
the
why I
soul
couldn't
Reaver
summon it
slowly
before.
returning. If that orb was as debilitating to vampires as it was to the blade, it gave Mobius a powerful advantage over his enemies. I finally understood how Mobius's crusade could decimate the vampires so successfully. If he could immobilize his enemies, they were at his mercy. But why, I wondered, would the staff have any effect on the Reaver?
Interesting. Alright, there's lots of guys in here. So as far as all these people are concerned, I just blink appeared in the middle of the room. So right now the Soul Reaver works by being there when I have full health, but not when I don't. Kind of like, you know, Link's projectile. Ow. Ow. Sometimes the hit detection feels a little phony. A little phony in the baloney. Ah, I tried to block. Ow. Blocking isn't really working to my satisfaction. It's definitely not very responsive, the combat. But thankfully, the Soul Reaver mechanic there where we have the sword arm only at full health changes pretty soon. Where do we go? Ah, here's these guys. Tell you what. Let's see what happens when we throw a sword at a guy. Okay. And also in Soul Reaver 1, if you could hit things with the Soul Reaver, you did big damage. Like, it would explode enemies after 1 or 2 hits. Whereas this, one of these women here took like 4 or 5 hits from it right now, and we're fine. And are still fighting real tough. Okay. Goodness gracious. And you also notice this soul is not as bright as the other ones were. I don't know if you could tell. But if you hit an enemy with the Soul Reaver, it actually weakens the value of the health you get from the soul after eating it. Funny. A 3D Metroidvania? Kinda. It has, you know, those Metroidvania aspects. Look at that. Oh my god. Give me your soul. Like, it's got like it isn't presented in levels. It kind of like Soul Reaver wasn't that way either. It had Metroidvania aspects as well, so to speak.
Stronghold's inner sanctum, a strange sensation crept over me. An indescribable feeling of displacement, a sense of vertigo, as reality itself appeared to warp and bend around me. The disturbance seemed to emanate from the sanctuary's
part's
furthest
cool.
chapel. As I cautiously approached, the sense of dislocation intensified.
Sense of
with each step.
dislocation intensifies.
So this was the tomb of the beloved King William the Just, beatified here as the martyr and catalyst of Mobius's crusade. I was reminded of Kane's journey as a fledgling vampire, how Mobius coerced him to travel back in history and assassinate William, thus igniting
Two
a
Soul
genocidal
Reavers?
hatred
Oh, by the
of
way, the name of the
vampires
series
among
is
the
called Soul
citizens
Reaver because of
Moscow.
that sword. Or swords.
And here I discovered the source of
Whoa.
the displacement. The Soul Reaver itself, laid out like a holy relic, and broken, apparently in the battle between William and Kane. I had not thought such a thing was possible, until, of course, Kane shattered the blade against me when he tried to strike me down. Thus, the captive spirit inhabiting the Reaver was released, and binding itself to me, became my symbiotic weapon. And so the Reaver met its former self, still imprisoned in this corporeal shell. I watched, mesmerized, as the Wraith blade uncoiled itself and snaked down the length of the physical blade, embracing its twin, its mirror self.
Ghost
The
sword
Reaver's long
possessing
dormant
its
spirit
physical form?
was
That's
now
cool.
fully aroused, and for the first time, I felt the true presence of this other entity, willful, ravenous, and deranged from thousands of years of imprisonment. The Reaver was now in command, and I, now merely its helpless host, felt my soul being leeched to restore the blade.
Whoa.
But the Reaver knew better than to destroy its host, and just as I neared the brink of oblivion, the blade released its hold on me. As I recovered, I realized we were now bound together in a fragile alliance. The Reaver no longer merely my symbiotic weapon, but a sentient parasite competing for control.
What have you
Whoa.
done to me, Mobius? Is this your trap?
Look at his
How
hands.
am I? Don't forget it was Cain who led you here, not I. While you curse me, the only soul in Nosgoth.
They're all huge, but I mean, hey, they're articulated hands.
And revels in your dismay.
These blades, now coiled in sinister embrace, have inspired terror in the hearts of creatures far more durable than you, old man.
Man, the writing is so
Bound together as
good.
they are,
Look how
I
scared he
can
is.
only imagine what they could do to your soul's fragile shell.
Raziel, I beg you to stay your hand. This was none of my doing. I have sought only to aid you in your righteous quest.
Shaking.
Why, you're trembling.
Oh, that
Mobius.
Raziel noticed.
Has your confidence abandoned you? You seem to have made a
I
fatal
agree,
error
Andre.
by leaving your precious staff behind.
There
Is
is
that where all your courage comes
there's emergence from design constraints, you know?
You don't know what you're doing. I have taken an enormous risk by appearing here before you, so defenseless, yet eager to prove my good intentions.
He's
If
almost
there's
Dave Grohl
anything
from
left of
Everlong,
Seraphim in
the
you,
Everlong music
you
video, though.
won't do this. While you threaten me, your true enemy eludes you.
Don't concern yourself with Cain. He'll join you in hell soon enough. As you said, death comes for us all.
Yes, the wheel of fate demands it.
What did you say?
The wheel of fate. The inexorable cycle of death and rebirth to which all men are compelled. We serve the same God, Raziel. To strike me down would be striking God's own attendant. And I don't believe even you would take that risk.
I tire of your games, Mobius. Now that I know you fear me, I needn't concern myself with you.
Bad move, Raziel.
Cain is waiting for me.
Go then, Raziel. Seek Cain out and destroy him in the name of the one God we both serve. You, who were once a Seraphim priest, murdered, profaned, destroyed, and reborn again from his
Mobius is
mercy.
way into it.
You are now most powerfully equipped to be his agent, his instrument of restoration and retribution.
My own vengeance is motivation enough.
Love how Mobius's facial expressions there, going with his dialogue. Oh,
By my soul, you almost had me, my little blue assassin. But that'll be the one and only chance you get. I assure you of that.
ooh, he was like legit
I
scared,
could now summon
right?
the blade at will, regardless of my strength. But once summoned, the blade's ravenous appetite could not be contained. It devoured the souls of its victims, and if I allowed it to become over-aroused, the Reaver would now turn its hunger on me.
Oh, and now our health bar is reduced to like beginning game status, right? That health bar we were seeing was definitely the health bar we had at the end of Soul Reaver, but now we got a dinky health bar again, which sucks. How do we summon the Reaver? I don't know how to summon the Reaver. Oh wow, we can totally move with the D-pad. Do I have to... Oh, I have to do that, okay.
So this was the legendary Janos Ordrin, reputed to have been the most ancient and diabolical vampire to have ever existed. According to folklore, he lived high in the cliffs of Nosgoth's northern mountains and preyed mercilessly on the defenseless villages below. His reign of terror ended when the Sarafan finally hunted him down and tore his throbbing heart from his still living body.
Metal.
This relic came to be known as the Heart of Darkness, and was supposedly imbued with the power to restore vampiric unlife. The Sarafan therefore guarded it carefully, lest the heart fall into the hands of their enemies. But I wondered, could Janos Ordrin truly have been as monstrous as depicted here? Or was this merely artistic license by the Sarafan, who sought to lionize themselves by demonizing their darkest enemy?
Alrighty, yeah, let's get a good look at this, huh? Oh, this room is still pulsating for some reason. Like, he's got the cloven hands, too, though. This guy got it, and it was like, yeah, I did it. Oh, I should totally put away the sword. It's devouring my body. Also, options, sound, music, compass. Oh man, I guess there's no subtitle options. Accessibility. Yes, now I can sheath and unsheath my Soul Reaver at will. It's actually pretty useful. I forget about it half the time though, because it's like you use weapons you find just picking them up. I think we go this way. Wait, that's the lore now? What's the retcon? What are you talking about? There's not really too much in the way of retconning yet. Unless you mean like, why is the Soul Reaver mechanic different? Because it interacted with its past self, and its properties changed after that, and that's also why our health diminished, I guess. All right, we're gonna give this guy the business. He's gonna give us the business. Bam! See, now they explode, and see that little meter that appeared around our health? If that makes it all the way around our health, it starts draining our health even faster, like really fast. It becomes dangerous. Also, you don't get a soul for killing enemies with the Soul Reaver. The Soul Reaver eats the soul. Oh, no problem, Andre. I'm happy to elaborate.
Strange how my history came full circle.
Oh, look at this.
This chapel, I realized, was a memorial to my former Sarafan brethren.
Memorial.
And myself. All of us martyred here. And then so cruelly profaned by Cain when he imposed
Profaned
his
by
gift
Cain.
on our noble corpses. For the first time, I beheld the image of my
He doesn't get a
Sarafan
mural.
self,
He gets a
memorialized here among
He
my
gets a
fallen
statue.
comrades. It tortured me to see how noble and pure
Memorial
I had
Mob.
been.
I wish Memorial
What a
Mob was in
vile
this.
phantasm I had become, and a profound sense of injury, of loss and betrayal welled up in me, so overwhelming I could barely contain it. All I wanted at this moment was to find Cain and destroy him.
He big mad. Ow. 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 Yeah. Oop. Don't worry. Hit detection's fine in this game. We can ship it. Ah. Oh, you can double tap circle to turn the Reaver on and off, I see. Well, I'd rather not. I'd rather just eat. Oh, what happened to your soul? There it is. Yum, 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 yum. Alright, let's get a look at these portraits here. Here's Brother Rahab. He was the guy who ended up being a watery vampire. Here is Brother Melchiah. He was the first boss. He became a big flesh monster. It was disgusting. That's the gate. This is Duma. Duma, we discovered all stuck and impaled by a human assault force that he apparently became too lazy to defend himself from. And you have to unstick him and he comes back to life, and then you gotta kill him again. Zephon. This guy did Werewolves of London and then became a giant insect guy, voiced by Tony J, the same voice of the Elder God. I don't know if y'all remember the Elder God. Here's us, the Razmataz. Who's this? This is Turel. We didn't see Turel in Soul Reaver. Like, the whole plot of Soul Reaver is going around getting revenge and killing all your brothers, right? But you don't get to Turel. Turel was cut content, it turns out, also. Soul Reaver 1 had a ton of cut content. A lot of it came back in 2 and 3. Well, 3 is called Legacy of Cain Defiance. But that's our bros. This is a dark staircase. Hey, thanks for the lurk, Savage Music Man. Always appreciate the lurks. Lurks are love here in the video game streaming world. That's for certain. Also, I need people to eat. I'm getting hungry. I don't know if it went the right way or not. Pretty sure I went the correct way. Now, I will say there were improvements to the combat on Defiance, quite a bit. It's still considered repetitive among third-person action games, even of the time. So is this, even. However, this is a character-driven narrative we're enjoying.
I emerged, and for the first time beheld Nosgoth in its former glory. The land overflowed with abundant life
very
and
pretty.
vitality. And I knew with certainty then that the world I had left behind was nothing more than the corpse of Nosgoth, a lifeless husk bled dry by the corruption of Cain's parasitic empire. This was the fragile world Cain sacrificed to preserve his own petty life and ambition, heedless of the profound cost. The sight only deepened my resolve. I sensed that the pillars lay to the northwest.
I love how
If
Raziel
Cain
really
truly
sees
waited
what
to
he wants
confront
to
me
see.
there, I would not disappoint him.
Alright, but yeah, this actually looks pretty great. Even for, even for now. I mean, look at that. Nosgoth. It's like kind of a Germanic Witcher type sort of situation, I guess. I guess we're going this way. Oh! It's fine, you can swim in this game. Let's get our bearings here. Wow, it's really hard to see underwater. Here we go. From what I recall, there's like no threats underwater. It's just like an exploration type thing. Alright, I think... Oops. I don't know how to swim along the surface, to be honest. Let's see. Maybe just hitting X? No, that just dives. I guess you just gotta swim along under the surface and that'll just do it. Yeah. Okay, these little bowl things, well, huge bowl things, they'll become important later.
As I passed this arcane landmark,
Shadow
a wisp
Man
of the Reaver's
Remastered? I'm not
energy was
familiar,
drawn to the
Andre.
ring, illuminating it. This created a beacon of sorts. in the spirit
Ouroboros.
world. If ever I found myself depleted in the spectral realm, and my soul tossed on the ethereal winds, these beacons would draw me back to safety and restore me.
I love how they go through all that hullabaloo just to describe this is a checkpoint. If you die, here's where you'll respawn. If you die in this game, you don't immediately checkpoint. You first dissolve and go to the spectral realm, and then if you lose all your health in the spectral realm, then you'll checkpoint. Tell people about the Mega Man style power uppage from the original. I don't know what you're referring to, Andre. Mega Man power style uppage. Let's see. Okay, so wait, hold on. Where the hell are we? Okay, we can go along the surface, but it's really slow. I could have swore we opened a gate, like in the water. I wasn't paying attention. Hold on, let me get let me get back. Where the hell are we? Okay. Hold on. There we go. So where are we going? What did this affect? I literally didn't see. Oh, like you couldn't swim right away and you had to go get revenge on your bro. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You would kill a boss and get a new power that kind of made you drift further away from being a vampire with all its weaknesses and stuff. Ah, here we go. Gosh, that was hard to find. Alright, let's go this way. At least I think this is the way to go. Oh, there we go. Gosh. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, the first power you got was the ability to phase through stuff in Spectral Realm. Oh, here we go.
These ancient obelisks were mysteriously attuned to my spiritual
It's a save point.
essence. By simply touching the symbol, I could safely preserve an imprint in my
It's the save
soul,
point.
and thus create a milestone to which
I
could
feel like the
return
people
in
who wrote
glory.
these
And
games
from
are
it,
heavily inspired by
resumed my
Kojima.
journey.
Like, nothing in the game should not have a an in-game explanation, right? There's these giant cool platforms that look like the Soul Reaver, and their exclusive purpose is save point. They actually do look a lot like the save points in Legacy of Kain Blood Omen, so I guess it's not completely fair for me to criticize them thusly. But hey, we saved the game. At least I think we saved the game. We better try that again just to be sure. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Whoosh. For some reason I thought they healed you too, but I guess I'm incorrect. Whatever. Let's see. Oh yeah, crouching first gives you a boosty jump.
While I had only just escaped the stronghold, I
Oh, that
sensed
second
in
boss
time
gave
my
you
journey
the
would
ability
return
to
me
scale
full circle
certain
to
wall
this place.
surfaces.
Infiltrating the fortress, however, would be no small feat. The balcony that had provided my escape was now well beyond my reach, leaving this massive gateway as the only means of entry. The gates were sealed, but like the time-streaming chamber I had seen earlier, their operation was undoubtedly linked to that odd crystal mounted above the entrance.
Okay, so if I ever want to come back here, I'm going to need to be able to figure that out. Whoops. I fell off, I fell off the side. Yeah, there we go. I'll get good at controlling this again eventually. Ugh. And we can glide, yay. Yay, I needed that. No damage. Now it's your turn. Nice. See, I remember getting like there's a rhythm to it to where you basically cheese this stuff. But there we go, full health. Nice. Ooh, that guy's got a cannon. If I recall properly, the cannon guys don't have as much health as the other guys. There we go. Seems a little dark, doesn't it? I think I'm gonna turn up the brightness after all. We'll see how that do us for a little bit. All right. Oop, almost hit quit game. That was sucked. All right. So as we go along here, we can see that there's like vampires that are all impaled and crucified across the land. And the banner of Mobius's vampire hunters is everywhere here. It's a pretty cool logo. Here it comes. And all these idiots think we are a vampire. Which they don't understand that, you know, ghouls are a thing or whatever we are. She's gonna do it first though, hope you don't mind. Alright, I think I'm managing the crowd control a little bit better. Oop. Yeah. Nice. Let's see. Yeah, after you got the wall scaling ability from Zephon, then you fight Rahab and you get the swim ability, and then you fight Duma and you get an ability called Constrict. And after Soul Reaver 1, they just kind of don't acknowledge that ability was there. It literally was good for like moving 4 or 5 switches in the whole game. 3 of those switches were in the final dungeon that you go to after you beat Duma. And it was weird. It was like if you ran in a circle around something, a little trail would start appearing from behind Raziel, and once you got all the way around it, it would snap and twist whatever you were running around, like a knob or a turnstile. And it's like, man, that's a really oddly specific thing. Also, look at these crows. See if we can get a real good look at one of them. Ooh, here we go. Almost. There we go. Oh. Kind of see his face a little bit. Well, anyway. What's their deal, huh? What is the deal with those crows? They go green. They must be made of the power of 5 gump. Dogs suck, by the way. If I recall, the dog creatures suck, but as we know, dogs have souls, and you can eat them. They're just not as delicious as human souls. Delicious. There you go. Give me your delicious soul. Alright. Well, now we can start hearing the music a little bit, at least. Which I gotta say is not coming through that well on my headphones. Maybe my headphones just aren't plugged in well. Everything looks sound. Your internet died. Well, I'm glad mine didn't. I hope it, you know, stays stable for you. Ooh, also a Dark Chronicle. Oh, I think we can literally replay any of the cutscenes to this point. That's interesting. We might try that out later. You know, the game does the dynamic music thing. Okay, you're fighting an enemy now, so here's some fight music. It's actually really good. This track we're hearing is actually one of my favorite in the whole series. And all these guys are like on a vampire hunting outing, I guess, right? Because he's like, there's one. Like saying, here, we're gonna kill us another one of these guys. And while these guys might be good at wasting vampires, they ain't got nothing on Raziel. Also, it probably would have tripped them out to see me run across the river, since vampire would basically melt. I'm not sure if there's much in the way of secrets in this game, too, now that I think about it. There was whole, like, secret optional areas that were, like, part of the cut content in Soul Reaver 1. But, it just later became optional dungeons that you can get magic spells on that just basically make you super OP. Because you don't need them to beat any of the bosses or anything.
vampires had nothing in common with the deranged jackals I left behind in Kane's derelict empire. They seemed to retain much of their former humanity. In this era, vampires were clearly not the uncontested predators we had been. These creatures were hunted mercilessly and
Yeah, see, they
oppressed.
still have human
And while I
style
still
hands and
believed
everything.
that vampirism was a plague and had to be wiped out, there was nothing noble or righteous in this crusade. This was simply ruthless persecution.
So yeah, Raziel's already like, wait a minute, these guys are assholes. Also, there's a lot of vampires. Ow! They put those weird helmets on the dogs that have axe heads on them. It's crazy. Oh my god, look at them. But yeah, check it. They did it, right? They did the original style. Here's how we do hands that aren't articulated or, I guess, wireframe or whatever. Rigged. That's the word. Mobius gets rigged hands. These models do not. And indeed, these models don't get it either. They just get a mitt to hold the weapons with. Ow. Ow. Hitting them with that juggle move, or at least initiating it, isn't necessarily a straightforward process. But here comes a great cutscene. But first we need to hold this long enough for those to pull back. When you hear the crunch, you're there. Alright, I'm definitely going to try to optimize the volume on this, but this is like some really good dialogue in being delivered by one of my favorite characters in a video game, Kane, as voiced by Simon Templeman, I believe his name is. I believe it's Simon Templeman. I'm going to look up that little tidbit of information real quick so I'm not improperly attributing the role. It is Templeman. Oh geez, this is gonna kill my stream, isn't it? He was also Gabriel Roman in Uncharted. But let's enjoy.
The pillars of Nosgoth, pristine.
And yes, the pillars do seem to go up to infinity.
Uncorrupted. I had never beheld them in this undefiled state, yet something profound and indelible resonated within me at the sight. And there, waiting at the very heart of the pillars, was the canker that was destined to destroy them.
I know you're there, Raziel.
Mobius led me to you, Kane, though I might have guessed you'd meet me here.
And if Mobius told you I was hidden on the underside of hell, would you throw yourself into oblivion to pursue me?
Ooh.
Mobius trawls for the ignorant and unwary, hauling his gasping prey from the streams of their destinies. Stay out of his net, Raziel.
Spare me your elaborate metaphors, Kane. I have pursued you here for one purpose. You will pay for your betrayal, and balance will thus be restored to Nosgoth.
And whose will is satisfied then? The will of Raziel or Mobius?
Would I be better manipulated by you, Kane? Now, turn and face me. The chase is over.
This isn't a chase, Raziel. We are merely passengers on the wheel of destiny, describing a perfect circle to this point. We've been brought here for a reason. I've seen the beginning and the end of our story, however, and the tale is crude and ill-conceived. We must rewrite the ending of it. You and I.
Face me, Cain. Even you shouldn't die a coward's death.
Isn't it customary to grant the condemned a final request?
I recall no such courtesy from you.
Indulge me, Raziel. All I ask is that
I
you
love their
listen.
relationship.
This is the sublime moment
indulge
of our
me,
undoing,
Raziel.
The ineffable fulcrum upon which swings the entirety of our history. This is where all of Nosgoth is betrayed. In this instant, Ariel, the Balance Guardian, is murdered by dark forces bent on overthrowing the Pillars. Her spirit is just now tearing free, lost in the ether.
Like
trying
at
to
this
find
moment, a
its
murder
way
is taking
here.
place.
You have already seen how she comes to haunt these Pillars.
Bound here by your refusal to die. You are the reason this land becomes diseased. As long as you remain alive, you condemn Nosgoth to an eternity of decay.
Be still, Raziel. See this. As Ariel dies, I am being born to take her place as Balance Guardian. Such is my destiny.
Whoa.
My God.
At the moment of my first cry, Ariel's beloved, the Guardian Nutraptor, finds her corpse. Racked with grief and tormented by suspicions of treachery, Nutraptor plunges into a madness which overflows and infects all of the Guardians who are symbiotically bound, including me. The repercussions of Ariel's assassination were expertly calculated. The entire circle descends into madness, and I am tainted at the moment of my birth, instantly rendered incapable of fulfilling the role destiny has prepared for me.
Shall I show you the same mercy you showed the rest of the Circle, then? You blithely murdered them to restore their pillars, yet your hand faltered when it came to the final sacrifice.
The plot of
What
Blood
makes
Omen.
you exempt, Cain? You're merely the last man standing. Why
They actually had
condemn
two
me
endings,
for
and they
simply
chose the
carrying
bad
out
ending
what
to
you
build
hadn't
off
the
of, which
courage
is
to do
a
yourself?
great
Drop
idea.
the moral posturing, shall we? We both know there's no altruism in this pursuit. Your reckless indignation led you here. I counted on it. There's no shame in it, Raziel. Revenge is motivation enough. At least it's honest. Hate me, but do it honestly.
Ooh, that's a great line.
30 years hence, I am presented with a dilemma. Let's call it a two-sided coin. If the coin falls one way, I sacrifice myself and thus restore the pillars. But as the last surviving vampire in Nosgoth, this would mean the annihilation of our species. Mobius made sure of that. If the coin lands on the reverse, I refuse the sacrifice and thus doom the pillars to an eternity of collapse. Either way, the game is rigged.
We agree, then, that the pillars are crucial and must be restored.
Yes, Raziel. That's why we've come full circle to this place.
So after all this, you make my case for me. To end this stalemate, you must die so that new Guardians can be born.
Pillars don't belong to them, Raziel. They belong to us.
Your arrogance is boundless, Cain.
There's a third option. A monumental secret, hidden in your very presence here. But it's a secret you have to discover for yourself. Unearth your destiny, Raziel. It's all laid out for you here.
You said it yourself, Cain. There are only two sides to your coin.
Apparently so. But suppose you throw a coin enough times. Suppose one day it lands on its edge.
Whoa. That's one of my favorite cutscenes of the PS2 era, easy, and of all time, pretty sure. The voice acting is superb. The writing is super, super good, and it really, really gives you all the exposition in a way to where, like, at least to me, I'm like, yes, please tell me more. You know, what's going on? Wow, the scratching of Raziel's hair is very loud. I didn't overhype it at all. I hope that's not sarcasm. So yeah, the moment in time we are at is a crucial one that Kane explained, and I guess I'll further summarize. So these things are the Pillars of Nosgoth, a magical preternatural edifice that seems to have existed for all time, right? When we first got here, they were all white. That's their natural state, right? Each one of these pillars represents a different force of nature, and it's not just like the earth, wind, fire, or air, heart sequence. It's far more elaborate than that. There's like time, well, time for Mobius, right? He's one of the guardians. There's like dimension, mind. There's a whole bunch, right? I don't even remember them all. But the one in the middle here is the balance, the pillar of balance. And each one of these pillars has a living being on this planet who is its guardian. And apparently, the guardians are selected at the moment of their birth by the forces that control the pillars or whatever. And that moment happens at the death of a previous guardian. The plot of Blood Omen revolves around, okay, the pillars got corrupted by that entire assassination plot thing that Kane just described. Ariel, the Balance Guardian, was assassinated. I forget by who exactly. Actually, no, I do remember. And at that moment, Kane is born to replace her, right? But also in that moment, the Mind Guardian, who is romantically involved with Ariel, the Balance Guardian, his name is Nupraptor. He goes nutty, nutsoid from discovering Ariel being murdered in such a way. Oh, Raziel, you have a lot of idle animations, don't you? Well, have you face the camera then, if you're going to be a show-off. And since he's the Mind Guardian, his craziness snaps to all the other Pillar Guardians all at once. And they all go crazy. And that was that shockwave you saw. And then the corrupting of the white pillars into the black pillars we now see. Somewhere in the world right now, baby Kane, the human baby Kane, is taking his breaths and probably bawling his eyes out. Hey, Savage Music Man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for being here. People are really, really coming back into this, like, they're missing this series. And it's frequently cited these days as, like, why aren't we getting more of this? But anyway, to continue, Kane goes through the plot of Blood Omen, where at the very beginning he's, like, killed by bandits. And in his, like, death, he's being resurrected, or he's offered a deal by the necromancer Mortanius, who is later revealed to be the Balance Guardian of Death, or not the Balance Guardian of Death, the Guardian of the Pillar of Death. I forget which one of these this is. But he says, hey, I'll revive you, Kane, and then you can take your revenge. But it's real. He makes him a vampire, and you become a vampire, and you get your revenge pretty much right away in that game. But then Kane's like, well, this sucks. I'm a vampire. You know, what do I do about that? And you go through the events of that game only to discover that you are the Balance Guardian, and that in order to save the world from the corrupting forces that be and possibly cure your vampirism, you need to go around killing all the other Pillar Guardians who still live, so that new Guardians can be born, and that the Pillars will stop being corrupted after that and will return to their former pristine state. But at the end of the game, it isn't revealed until near the end of the game that Cain is in fact the balance guardian and thus has to kill himself in order to restore the balance pillar. And you're given a choice that was referenced by Cain here in the cutscene at the end, whether to sacrifice yourself and restore the land, happy ending, or not sacrifice yourself and rule over a decaying world as the lord of a vampire kingdom. And the writing of the game Soul Reaver, the game that comes after Blood Omen, picks up after the bad ending, right, where Cain decides not to kill himself and become a vampire lord. And you go through the events of that game, and we come here, and I think as far as bringing a story back to its original concepts and doing a time travel plot at the same time, the Soul Reaver series does it right. This is my opinion.
I didn't know what impulse stayed my hand, why I had so willingly allowed Cain to escape me when I had pursued him for so long. I had no reason to trust Cain.
Yeah, that could have been a boss fight in a really cool boss arena.
And yet, I found myself intrigued by his words. I had been too cruelly used.
Cain has a high charisma score.
But if this world truly had secrets to divulge, I was determined to expose.
That's the symbol of the Elder God. That's also an indication that you should go spectral in order to proceed. But one more thing to mention real quick, we should remind you that the Pillars of Nosgoth became Cain's throne room. He built the Citadel of Vampires around this structure after the pillars were destroyed at the moment he decided to not sacrifice himself. But yeah, and we felt like when the first time I played this, I was like, okay, we're gonna have a boss fight with Cain here, because we actually had a boss fight with Cain at this location in the distant future when it's his throne room. Okay, all right. In case you don't get it, the game's like, just go to Spectral. The original Soul Reaver didn't do that, and so you could get stuck if you didn't know better. That's cool, right? This whole thing just dissolved into a staircase as we went spectral. Also, if you go spectral and you're not full health, you end up with 3/4 health, and it steadily recharges to full health. But there's also tons of souls around all the time, and you can just eat them. Spectral Beast, a Slua. They're harmless, and you can eat them. In the spectral realm, souls appear to have skull heads. That was a change for this one. These guys, they try to eat souls too. And there we go. But yeah, they're pretty harmless. Nothing too much to worry about. I believe checkpoints work in the spectral realm too. Yes, they do. See? Kill. Alright, let's go back to the really real physical world. Whoosh.
From the moment of my arrival, I had the constant and palpable sensation of being watched. Someone, it seemed, was keenly interested in my presence here.
Alright. So yeah, these Boyds are definitely watching us.
From the look of it, this door had been sealed.
It's also oozing something out of a very uncomfortable spot.
It was no mere coincidence that I found myself standing here beneath this winged figure.
Yo, that transition's so much smoother than the first game. You're right, Dr. Hanabe. But the Dreamcast version of the first game, now that was smooth. The Dreamcast version was so clean. And the transition in Defiance is really, really well done. But anyway, I guess they thought they could get away with this particle effect because it's a little bit lower than where this guy's crotch should be, but it's still... I don't know. How you doing, Doc Hanabe? I popped in on you earlier. I was
And
mostly
so
lurking,
it was
though.
with a sense of gravity and trepidation that I
This
unsealed
way
that
I
ancient
approached
door
this place with
and
my
crossed
thesaurus
the
in hand.
threshold.
I have a shouty, Doc. Okay, here's the first of many Soul Reaver puzzles. Or, Reaver puzzles. Or is it? No, this is somewhere else. Never mind. This is something else. Look at this shadow guy. Also, I guess I don't need that anymore. These guys don't give you any resources after you kill them. Fortunately, they don't take a lot of damage, but there's literally no point in killing them unless, for whatever reason, you have to. But yeah, you don't get any souls off of the deal. So I like to just run through this. Oh yeah, for sure, Doc. For sure. I try to make the rounds as best I can. Oh, the music leading into this chamber is super cool. Alright, I'm going to take a minute or two break, though. Let's see, is anything going to hurt me? Oh, but I will dissolve, though. Alright, I'll just put on my channel music. Yeah, I'm going to take a quick break and be right back, because we got another cutscene to sit through in a minute. This is not a Hideo Kojima game, but it might as well be, I guess. Alright, be back in a minute. Thanks for hanging out, gang. Okie dokie. I have returned. Cutting the music. And we're back. Okay, yeah, I wanted to definitely be able to sit still through this next cutscene because we're about to meet my second favorite character in the series. I have to say, Raziel, I love Raziel, but he's my third favorite character in the series. My first favorite, of course, is Cain. But we're about to meet, well, not meet for the first time, but be reintroduced to my second favorite character. A big part of why this game is so good.
As I entered the chamber, I sensed that it had been sealed for hundreds,
A character voiced
perhaps
by
thousands
the
of
late
years.
Tony J.
And while this room was clearly built when
And
the
look,
pillars
it
were
apparently the
erected,
pillars go
I knew that
underground.
no human hand could have shaped this place, and that perhaps it had never been seen by human eyes. The surrounding murals depicted a winged race, their features so like my own, but beautiful, where mine were grotesque, and angelic, while mine were demonic. I tried to decipher these images. A great war, but with combatants like none I had ever seen. The pillars, raised by this winged race, who thus defeated their adversaries. The winged beings again, writhing
So yeah,
madly,
here's evidence that the
apparently
pillars
afflicted
predate
with the same
humanity.
bloodthirst I had so recently suffered. And throughout the chamber, inscribed everywhere, images of the Reaver itself. Was this what Cain had urged me to discover? I wondered.
lies Raziel.
Here we are, the legendary Tony J as the Elder God. A Lovecraftian horror.
Do not be deceived.
My ancient benefactor. And I dared to hope we had parted ways forever. Silence was refreshing. Lasted. No doubt you have a convenient,
awesome to hear, Andre.
inexpressible reason for your presence here.
Do not be insolent, Raziel. I am eternally present here and everywhere, now and always. I am the still center of the turning wheel, the hub of this world's destiny.
But perhaps not so omnipotent as you'd have.
True,
me
Andre.
believe. Your hold on me appears to be tenuous. I no longer seem to need you. Yet I'm guessing you still need me.
This impudence is unworthy
You're
of
being
you,
awfully
Raziel.
sassy,
Do not
Raziel.
forget that you have a task to fulfill here. You are indebted to me.
Indebted. You would have me show gratitude for a gift I didn't ask to be bestowed. Do you forget that you forced me to inhabit this vile carcass?
I restored you to yourself, Raziel.
I love how he
It
looks
was
writhing
Cain
around
who
the
destroyed you.
pillars as they
The
descend
very
into the
enemy
earth.
you've just let slip through your grasp. Do not fail me, my servant.
I serve no one. Not you, not Cain, and not your lackey Mobius.
Mobius is my good servant. I have many.
And if I tell Mobius that he's worshipping a giant squid, do you think his faith will falter?
You have grown willful, Raziel. But beware.
You
To
have
embrace the
chutzpah,
serpent is to invite
Raziel.
poison into your heart. Cain is a sinuous beast. He will seduce and deceive you. You pride yourself on your free will, yet you let that degenerate deter your resolve.
I harbor no illusions about his integrity, nor anyone else's. In fact, I am beset by manipulation on all sides.
It's true.
Merely seek the truth.
These are the fathomless truths, Raziel. The agony of birth and death and rebirth. This is the wheel of fate, the purifying cycle which sustains all life. Vampires are an abomination, a plague which leeches this land of its spiritual strength. They obstruct the flow of life and death. Their souls stagnate in their wretched corpses. But the wheel must turn. Death is inexorable and cannot be denied. Your destiny is irresistible, Raziel. You are my soul reaver, the scourge of the vampires, reaper of their apostate souls. Remain steadfast, end the vampire's parasitic curse, and restore Nosgoth. Cain's blood belongs on your hands.
Cain indeed deserves to die for condemning me to this repugnant form. But if and when I kill him, it will be for me alone to decide.
Cain destroyed you without a flicker of remorse. He tore the soul from your noble corpse, and after you had served him faithfully for 1,000 years, he discarded you in the abyss on a jealous whim. Remember your rage, Raziel.
So, like, yeah, the Elder God's definitely trying to
Guide your hand.
stoke him up that way. Like, nah, remember this dude killed you. Like, you showed up with wings, like, hey, boss, check it out. I grew these awesome wings. And he was like, fucking die. But also, yeah, Tony J is the Elder God. Unfortunately, Tony J has passed, and so he would be unavailable to reprise the role of the Elder God in any further iterations of this series, should there be any. I believe the rest of the cast, survives. But yeah, here's a really important mural right here. Who are those guys, right? an adversary. And then the adversary was cast out and the pillars were erected. So it seems like the pillars are actually some sort of mystical sealing force for this adversary. And then afterward, they were cursed with bloodlust. But yet continued to be, you know, heroic beings, more or less. But yeah. Lots to learn, lots to learn.
Your destiny beckons.
He gave us a line of dialogue. Feels loud, the game again. Alright, so we go this way because it's lit up, and that's a good indicator of where to go in a video game, particularly of this era. If you look closely at the wall texture, though, there's all kinds of shellfish and stuff. Ammonite-type fossils, and I don't know, I think that goes good with the appearance of a Lovecraftian horror-type trope, the way the Elder God is. Whoops. Once again, not too interested in fighting these cats, so we just gonna like move along. As long as you keep moving and don't stop for too long, they'll miss you with their projectiles and stuff. Miss me with that shit. They're just blowing spectral boogies at me. Alright, where do we go? Did I get turned around? I think I got turned. Oops! Shit, I tried to float. Why didn't it work? Oh! Here we go. Oop. Alright. So where do I go now? This way? I don't feel like that's right. I feel like I should be going up. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, I think oh, that's right. I remember this area being confusing because it's like you jump over a wall and it's kind of mirrored. Right? Here we go. Like I should just go this way. Okay, back into the water. Ooh, what's this? Big giant statue thing? That's spooky. But it seems to be fully flooded here. But look. A beacon. There we go. And it looks like we could probably go as high as we can. Which ugh, God, this is making me feel weird. Which I guess is this way. Follow the lights, Raziel. Follow the lights. You know what nobody likes? Underwater mazes. But thankfully, they lit the way. Ooh. Here's an indication that this area will later be dry. Wow, it's dark in here. Oh, because we're looking at a wall. Give me that torch.
I surfaced into a very different landscape. The daylight barely penetrated the dense canopy of this forest. Here I discovered an ancient ruin, unmistakably one of Mobius's time-streaming chambers, but long ago sealed and abandoned to the encroaching swamp. I didn't currently possess the means to break this seal, but I thought in time...
But I think I might one day. I'll probably get in there. Alright. Oh, I put my torch out, I guess. Oh well. We'll get a weapon. Oh. Ooh, I'm about to go spectral here. Can't see on account of that light thing. Ow. 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 Jeez. I'm about to go spectral. This is what going spectral looks like. Or does it? Wow, I guess I could have kept fighting. Well. How embarrassing. Well, at least one slew is enough to get back to reality here. Damn it. You touched me. Why'd you even bother? I was gonna leave you alone. Alright, and as far as that woman over there was concerned, she killed me and then I reappear over here. Ready to kill you. Ow. Ow. Alright, well I guess we gotta get out of the water. Swamp physics, everybody loves them. Wow. There we go. Jeez Louise. Alright. So yeah, that sucks. You move real slow in the swamp water. Sadly can't stay for my redemption. I'm exhausted. Okay, yeah, I'll check the list, Levin. I'll be sure to do so. I'm good for maybe half an hour or more. But thanks for hanging out, and thanks for redeeming that, by the way. It's very wow, Rozzy, I'll take it easy. Friggin' Kool-Aid Man up in here. Oh, look who it is. Hey, you're the guy from the murals.
So, my lurking observer was exposed. The creature vanished when he realized he was discovered. But I caught a glimpse of him, and his features were distinct.
I'll say.
This was the vampire.
I think I know that
Void,
guy.
the monstrous assassin depicted in the stronghold. Strange that a creature brazen enough to assault the circle single-handedly would avoid confronting me. Very well. If Vorador would not come to me, I would go to him. But first, I needed to find some means of reaching that terrace.
So, this is Vorador Swamp. This was an area you visited in Blood Omen. And, so, like, yeah, a lot of the things that you would do in Blood Omen, you find yourself kind of retracing to some degree here in Soul Reaver 2. And again, I have to say that's a very Kojima thing to do. How basically Metal Gear Solid 1 retraced almost all the tropes from Metal Gear 2 specifically. Oh, and then how Metal Gear Solid 2 is it's written into the story how it's like basically meant to have the same structure and plot points as Metal Gear Solid 1. And indeed, Metal Gear Solid 3 is even written in a way that mimics all these different tropes as established by all the other Metal Gear games up until that point. And I see that echoed in the writing of Soul Reaver 2 to some degree. We'll let that person languish in the swamp. I don't have to fight them. And they are apparently also, oh, jeez, you jerk, also affected by the slowness. Ow. There we go. Hey, look, there's a save point over there. It looks real pretty. Is that person with the axe still aggroed to us? Doesn't look like it. Nope. Also, the camera angles leave something to be desired sometimes in this game. Oh, don't. Okay. Case in point. What just happened? Alright. Alright. Doggy, no! At least they die easy. Seems like such a cruel thing to say, but there goes a froggy. Hello, froggy. Froggy, come back! I didn't think I would make a Big the Cat reference during Soul Reaver 2, but here we are. He's big. He's a cat. He's Big the Cat. He has a friend. He's a frog. Ooh, did you see that? Oh, that was cool shit. The blood splattered against the wall. I think that was a little bit of unintentional polish we just saw in the combat. Also, this swamp is dark and dank. Strolling along, no big deal. Dum-de-doo.
There appeared to be a passage.
There appeared to be some missing
leading
dialogue
northward
there.
into the mountains. The opening, however, was obstructed and too high for me to reach. Perhaps later I would find the means to bypass these obstacles.
Okay, alright, Razia. Look, there's a hole that leads to another area, but we can't do it here this time, so remember it. Please, just remember it. Don't seize me. Who said that? I thought you were alone. Anyhow. Ugh. I don't think that frog is Gomer. I don't know. It's either Froggy from, you know, Big Cat or Jeremiah. Or, yeah, wait, no. Is it Jeremiah? Jeremiah was a bullfrog, right? Why does that sound weird to me? Anyway, real-time lighting. Ow. Burn! Oh, we even made them crispy. Alright. I just wanted to see if I could demonstrate the torch tech. Torch tech.
My lurking friend was
My
nowhere to be
lurking
seen.
friend was nowhere to be
I
seen.
found
Well,
these
he's
ruins
lurking,
even more
Raziel. They're in
I
chat, but they're
recognized
not
these arcane
interacting.
symbols from
It's
the
fine.
chamber beneath the pillars, and realized that this shrine too was sealed to all but the bearer of the Reaver.
Well, cool. I have a Reaver. Alright, so yeah, this is where Vorador was watching us over yonder, right? Somewhere around here. And then we had to walk all the way around to get here. Which is, in fact, the first Reaver chamber puzzle room area, which is the whole thing. Oh yeah, we got to take out the Reaver. There we go. Oh, you were thinking, oh brother, that's right. We thought you was a toad. We thought you was a toad. Alright. Yeah, I don't like those guys. These guys are Reaver puzzle room guardian guys. But you need to kill them sometimes to get these plates, which are just keys to get through. Purple key, basically. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. I don't know the rest of the words. T-pose. Womp. The phase through animation's a lot smoother too. Hey Snowmaru, thanks for the lurk. Appreciate yous. playing some Soul Reaver 2. Probably my least favorite of the 3 games in which you play as Raziel. But still good enough to play. The voice acting and narrative are superb. Let's shout out our pal Snowmaru. And as always, thanks for the lurk. And thanks for the raid last night. Was that last night? Seems so long ago already. Let's see here. Alright, time to get physical. Physical. Still very dark. Alright. Turned up the bright just a little bit more. Excuse me. Alright, so I guess we're gonna need that guy, huh? But we can't really get it, right? We were just teased with it. But look at this. This looks important. Can't open it though. Looks like we need that thing we saw that looked just like it on that pedestal. So let's go a looking around. Oh boy. I bet we're gonna have to go incorporeal again. I think we went physical too soon. Let's see what happens. Nothing especially. Okay. But really nothing doing in here though, right? Okay. Well, let's go give it another look-see. Oh, we can go back over here now. I see. There's guys. Oh, there's a bunch of y'all. We're gonna let my Soul Reaver cool down a little bit. Look at him go. Hope you're ready. Oh, okay. There we go. Alright, we did it. Oh, here we go. It's mural time.
Throughout this ancient shrine, murals depicted the winged race, the apocalyptic war against their mysterious and equally inhuman adversaries. These winged beings, it seemed, were not only the architects of the pillars, but of this enigmatic place as well. And just as in the pillar's chamber, this shrine was adorned throughout with imagery of the Reaver, depicted with the reverence of a holy icon.
They like the Reaver. What can I say? These guys are the ones that shoot projectiles. Let's see here. Yeah, hell yeah. Alright. Oh, I see. Oof. Yeah, I'm starting to get flashbacks to some of the iffy platforming, but, you know, again, strong narrative, mediocre gameplay. That's Legacy of Kain for you. Alright, wow, this is a very elaborate setup here. But I actually like this puzzle room a lot. You got this big amethyst up here. It's Mama Peach's birthstone, by the way. And then we got this moon globe here. That's pretty cool, right? What's that thing's deal? Why do we have a moon globe? Also, here's a pedestal for a disc-shaped thing. We saw a disc-shaped thing before. So yeah. Oh, here's a disc-shaped thing, alright. Looks like we got some wake to do. Let's put this down, take that out, open this up. Now I think, yeah, this is permanently open. We can come in here spectral style, I guess, now. Still stuff to... Oh, I thought it was gonna stay open. I just made a mistake. Damn it. Alright, well, we'll go up the right side this time. These murals depicted the winged race. Alright, yeah, the two-handed weapon there made short work of that jerk. Alright, let's try this again. Looked like you could go up either way and it leads to the same place. Alright, we're in here now. Surely there was a way to go that I didn't notice. Or we could just go spectral now that we're in here. Or we can try rotating this guy around. Oh, for some reason it reflects light facing that way, but not the other way. Okay, didn't expect that. There we go. The other one we would have to go spectral to go through. Let's exhaust the physical roots first. Who's the guy who keeps spitting crap at me? It's you. Let me just chop him in half. Yo, Earthbound, that's a pretty cool game, dude. I'm not crying, you are. Shut up. It do be like that. Here, we take that. Oh, we gotta go spectral again anyways. That's the game telling you it's okay. Just go spectral. It'll be fine. We're definitely gonna call it quits after this, though. Sure what to play tomorrow morning. Not sure. Might go back to FF7 remake. Not sure. I am like really super enjoying it. Although I spoiled myself on some of the remaining hard mode content on account of wanting to platinum it. And holy shit, that Bahamut fight is only the beginning, let me tell you, when it comes to dealing with super bosses in post-game. Oh yeah, these guys just crouch, and for some reason Raziel will never just swing low, Sweet Chariot. And so you gotta be a little bit more careful how you hit these guys. Alright. Hey Roxas, welcome in. Snowy was in here earlier. She resubbed, it was awfully nice of her. Look at that guy running around. Here we go. Well, looky there. Oh boy, indeed, Andre. Like, the level of assholery that's going to be presented unto me is extreme. Stop crouching, you loser. Let me rip your torso off. Whoop. There we go. Ow. Alright, we're doing okay. I think I killed all the projectile guys anyway. Ah, this guy spotted Mark. Never mind, he didn't. But we're going to do him in anyway. Yeah. Oh yeah? Well, that's cool, Roxas. I hope you guys are enjoying your Dead by Daylight. Dibbid. Oh, I see where we're at. Okay, so yeah, I want to go ahead and climb right on up one of these sides here. Oh man, I love continually getting emails about how Bitcoin's crashing. Wonderful. Alright, so here's the deal. We made it here, right? But we gotta get over here, but there's no way we can make that jump. So, go Spectral, see what happens. It stretches up. Yeah, now we can get across. And look, there's even a portal over here with some souls to eat. I honestly don't even know why they enforce the you must have full health to go solid mechanic, because they always put souls by the portals there or whatever. What the? Aha. Raziel's got kicks. Another purple key. I guess they're all playable. Alright, look at this. We have a crescent moon symbol here. We have some pillars. Ooh, we have a oh, this is like an eclipse situation. But anyway, full moon, no moon, crescent moon. Okay. We totally got a platform here. Look at that. I'm not exactly sure what to do, but let's go ahead and give this a rotate and see if it lights up. It doesn't. Wait a minute. Look at this. Raziel, why were you scooting to the right there? Shoot projectiles at puzzle targets, huh? I forgot to do that. Oh, that's right. Raziel has like a telekinetic thing. Oh, that's right. You can scoot things like that. Okay, but I mean, at the same time, we don't have any... any anything going on here. How do we do this? Time to dip your toes into Earthbound proper. Oh boy, Andre, enjoy. That's all I have to say. I mean, I guess it works if we have... Oh, look at that. Hold on. Let's... Like, I mean, it's hard to look directly up at the ceiling. Oh, do I need... Oh, hold on. There we go. We gotta turn this sucker on. There we go. We got it. Oh no, I don't suppose you did, Light Roxas. Hit him up in the Discordo. General's fine. Okay, so we got some light, we got this to shine on, and now check it out, we have a whole tunnel to go through. Alright. I knew I had some memory of this place. Ugh. Now we can do this. Hiya! We made it. Oh, there's that discus we found earlier. This place has crickets. Alright, now we got this son of a gun. And we can't glide while holding it. Oh, okay. I guess I'll see. Oh good, it just opens right up if I'm holding it. I did not expect that. But I'll take it. Let me plunk this sucker right down there. Alright. Let's make sure there isn't a thing we have to shoot up here. Nope. But there is a hole. So I guess we'll have to beam light here somehow. Well, I'll tell you what. I guess we chose wisely when we went that other way first. So now we can go this way. Whoosh. In we go. I tell you, like, old games look great when their frame rate doesn't chug. Like, emulated N64 games are amazing because they often look way better than they did on the original hardware. Alright, looks like... Eat 'em up, yum. Alright, where's the portal? There's always a portal. There it is. Give me that. Alright. I saw a place to climb a wall. Oh. Alright, no damage. Ah, of course, the projectile dudes. Once an enemy's in a bleeding state, they'll just die eventually if you leave them alone. Okay, so we got this now. We should probably, what, rotate it to face this way? That seems right. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I'm missing the script. What do we do now? I mean, I figure it was... Oh, silly me. Found it. Now we just gotta get up there and rotate it somehow, huh? Huh? But she... Oh, I see. Here we go. Here we go, go. Wait, no, not this one. But this one, look, yeah, see, it has handles. Aha! Look at that. That's kind of cool, actually. It makes a bridge out of the shadow. I find that to be pretty cool. Okay. I guess that's the way, huh? It's a Stanley Kubrick door. Yeah. Here we go. Here's a sundial thing. Like, see, this would have been a thing that we would have had to use, like, the constrict power in Soul Reaver 1. But now we can just push such things, and it's fine. Oh, I pushed it the wrong way. I think we're supposed to push it the opposite way. There it is. Wow, look at that. I think that's pretty cool. And that's how it represents darkness, by having us look at the opposite side. Clip style. And I think that's really, really awesome. Really cool art direction. However you feel about the puzzle at large, that result is pretty neat. And there's a similarly neat result to each one of these. There's a bunch of these in the game. At least 4. Maybe more. But yeah, the first one is probably my favorite, though. Most memorable. And look at that, we can do a little astronomy lesson here. This is how, you know, the different phases of the moon, as apparent by an observer on the surface of the Earth, right? Here's half. As we approached its full. Now if we stand over here and look at it, it's a crescent now. Isn't that neat? I think it's neat. But anyway, the whole purpose of it is now this is activated.
As I neared the altar, I suddenly felt the Reaver quickening of
Oh,
its
shit.
own volition. Just as in William's chapel, the balance of power tangibly shifted. Voracious and willful, the Soul Reaver was now in control. And I, merely its helpless puppet. The Reaver plunged itself into that mysterious
quickening.
altar, and devouring the energy that emanated from within, drained this place of its power. Thus sated, the Reaver released me. And I realized as I recovered control that these ancient shrines were forges, each purpose-built to enhance the Reaver with elemental power.
And the very first one you get is darkness, and completing this increases your health meter. This way, your health meter is guaranteed to increase as you progress in the game. In Soul Reaver 1, you had to collect 5 kind of heart piece type things to make your health meter extend by like one increase, right? So you would have to find like 15 or 20 of these things to get all the health increases in the game, and a lot of them were hidden pretty well, so a lot of players didn't get full health bars by the end of Soul Reaver. In fact, my first playthrough, I don't think I increased it at all. But we are going to go ahead and exit the shrine here, trigger, I think, a cutscene, and then we'll probably end the stream after the cutscene. Nice session to start out with here on Soul Reaver 2.
Now I understood the purpose of the mysterious basins I had seen.
That's what
throughout my
those
journey.
are.
They were elemental fonts, each attuned
Elemental
to a fundamental
farts.
essence. When I forged the blade, every font in Nosgoth with the same elemental attunement was simultaneously quickened.
Quickened.
The Reaver's enhancements were never permanent, but these fonts enabled me to re-imbue the blade by bathing it in the elemental energy distilled therein.
And they make a pretty cool sound, not gonna lie. Okay, so yeah, we have the Dark Reaver right now as represented by that symbol on the lower left. With it, we can open doors that have the dark symbol on them, pretty much. And this is how the game locks its content, Metroidvania style.
Concentric circles, one eclipsing the other. I recognized this symbol from the door sealing that other ancient shrine, the one I had seen in the lake outside
These
the
puzzle
Saravan's
rooms
stronghold.
end up being
armed as
kind
I
of a
was with the
slog,
elemental power
and the
of
combat
darkness,
is a slog too.
return and gain entry.
Not gonna lie, the gameplay on this is definitely substandard, but that being said, the narrative's worth it. I've played through it a couple times, but each time there comes a point where I'm like, ugh, these puzzles. And that was true of Soul Reaver 1 also. Soul Reaver 1 relied heavily on block puzzles, PlayStation 1 style block puzzles. Whereas those have vanished from the series going forward. Thank God. They're like, no more block puzzles. But instead we get, like, I guess slightly more complicated puzzle rooms, which is fine. And we can't ever go back in there now.
You're a ragged excuse for a savior.
Vorador.
I see my reputation precedes me.
It does.
All good, I hope? I've been watching you since you emerged from that accursed stronghold. Strange that your arrival coincides with the corruption of the pillars.
This dialogue's kind of
And
quiet.
I'm wondering, are you the catalyst of these events? Or the answer to them?
I don't know what you mean.
I will speak plainly then. I distrust your origins, stranger. Seeing you crawl from the putrid depths of Mobius's keep makes me question your purpose here. And what should I make of your appearance? Not human, clearly, and more demon than vampire. And the pillars. It is no mere coincidence that your arrival in that clearing heralded the pillars' decay. And so
I like
ask
Vorador's
you
voice
plainly,
actor.
are you the instrument of the pillars' destruction or their salvation?
Neither.
His name is Paul Lukather,
Very well.
or Lukather.
Let us look at the other side of the coin.
I have followed your journey and watched as you blithely unlocked secrets that have been sealed and forbidden for thousands of years. The path you have been treading is open to only one being. You don't know what you are, do you?
I like that
I
line.
have been many things. If you find me ignorant,
Also a good line.
What's the point? This world is beyond redemption. Let the human cattle have it.
I would expect better than meek capitulation from you.
Centuries of persecution have taught me well. 500 years ago, our race was nearly exterminated by the fanatical crusades of the Seraphan. And now the same sick drama unfolds again. In merely a decade, Mobius's cutthroat citizen army has nearly accomplished what the Seraphan could not. Vampires meddling in the affairs of men. Look where it's brought us.
What am I to make of these secrets I've uncovered, then? The depictions of the winged race, the pillars, and the Reaver.
Fairy tales, boy. The delusions of an ancient culture clinging to hope long after the world had discarded them. Their bloodline trickled away until only one of the ancients remained, sustained solely by obligation and his unfaltering faith in the old prophecies. But you see, even if you are who you appear to be, it no longer matters. You're simply too late. Janos Audron, the Reaver Guardian, the last of the ancients, and my maker, was murdered by the Seraphan nearly 5 centuries ago. He alone would have the answers you seek, but his secrets died with him. I don't know how you've come even this far without his guidance, or without the Reaver, stolen these 500 years ago by the Seraphan. I'm afraid, my friend, that you and all of us are out of luck.
I had no less reason to trust Vorador than anyone else I had met. In fact, the ancient vampire was the most forthright being I had encountered thus far.
And the only one who
If
didn't
Janos
tell me to go
Audron
do
was the
something.
key to all this, then I would find him, and Mobius's time-streaming device would provide me passage. But first, I had to find a way back into the stronghold, and I suspected I would find the means within the lake's mysterious shrine.
Okie dokie. Well, that means I think I should go find a save point. But the game kind of lets you skip back to where that passage is. But I think I'm going to go this way and look for that save point that's right over here. And then hopefully I could just remember
Here it comes.
that I need to go where I need to go afterward. Alright. So yeah, I think the save point's right over this way. Have to get to bed, but I hope you have an amazing night and stream. Oh, let me give you another shout out, Snowy. Thanks for the resub earlier. I'm actually just about to shut down myself. And I have a short list of people who I've been requested to raid. As per my Guide the Raid redemption point, channel point thingy. By Levid the Retro Gamer. So we're going to be hopefully one of the people he wanted us to raid will still be streaming and we can raid them. There's that save point. Ow. Ow. Dude, you're being real mean and hard to hit, gotta say. The auto aim by holding the R1 button, it leaves a little to be desired. I must say. Okay. Save point. When I was a kid, sometimes I would forget to save point and just like stop playing when I was ready to, and then go, oh, I have to redo like 45 minutes of gameplay and cutscene.